Good afternoon. My name is Jan. I've been attached to this abbey all my life. My parents were married here. I was christened here. I joined the choir at 15, and after declining an invitation on many occasions, I became an elder 10 years ago. I sit on the finance and the property committees, and anyone that knows me knows that I'm much more comfortable with numbers than with words. But here we go. In popular culture terms, I guess I am the face of the Abbey's roof repair project. Now, how did this happen? It sort of began with a donation which allowed us to install our new sound system, which we're benefiting from today. I didn't pay for it, you understand, but I was the fixer. I was the go-between in the activity and the project and bringing it into play. Marion followed it through. This led on to chats with the grants manager at 121 George Street, David. He's here today. He gave me great confidence, great support, and his enthusiasm, you're there, gave me confidence to move ahead. He also introduced myself and our church manager, Linda, to the Steps of Sustainability project, which was a programme which developed your skills in how to look for money and to sustain your organisation. It has helped us to relaunch our cafe. We're somewhat limited at the moment, you'll have noticed, but we have big plans, so watch this space. And we'd just like to say thank you to the lottery, because that's where the money came from then. Thank you very much. And then when I wasn't looking, we received a quinquennial report in November 2021, and that was quickly followed by an invitation to attend a webinar by a group called the National Churches Trust. And that was early in 2022. The three things which caught my eye was they dealt with repair projects, we needed some match funding, and they also showed a picture of Holy Trinity and St Barnabas in Paisley, which I know well. My friend Dennis is sitting here. And these 3 points combined with the fact we'd had the quinquennial report and we needed some repair work done, I thought, well, maybe we can try this. If HT can do it, maybe we can do it too. So that's where it started. Our Presbytery building office at the time, Jamie McNamara, who spoke earlier on today, hugely supportive of what we were trying to achieve. There was something in the early stages of the project which was very refreshing, that Jamie was local, which meant that he could drop in for 10 minutes as he passed the door if you needed to follow something up at that time. Because in the initial stages of something as big as that, it's quite important to get some of the small facts sorted out. As you learn more about the project yourself and you gather more data to support you, you can be more independent. But in the early stages, it's fairly important that you can get through some of the tough stuff. So that was really helpful from that point of view. And from there on, of course, we appointed our architect, Rebecca, who's here. And we also got incredibly great support from NCT, because you were my first big grant application. And it didn't quite go right at the time, you have to understand. So don't be put off. If you put in an application that doesn't work first time, just put another one in. Understand what was there. And the team in London at that point were excellent in providing me with the support that we needed to develop it further. And then subsequently the Cherish programme came along, and the support we received from Karen was phenomenal as well. So we're hugely indebted to NCT for that. And obviously, as Jim mentioned at the very beginning of the day, we've had a lot of support. We've had Historic Environment Scotland, we've had Benefact, we've had a number of different companies providing us help. And we're, as he said, we're only 40,000 short. You'll notice we haven't got the scaffolding up yet, but that's another matter. We'll get there, we'll get there. So really, what I've learned, I think, is the interesting bit. There's 1 or 2 pointers, and I apologise if you're all already aware of all this. For us in the Abbey, one of the things that I noticed was that our main officials, our treasurer, our session clerks, etc., our minister, they're incredibly overworked already. So if you're in a situation where you'd like to do something, it's quite difficult to expect them to take on a project of quite a big scale. So you might have to find an independent person, I think that's me, who might assist and work with them, collaborate incredibly. You've got to make sure everyone stays in touch with what you're doing to make sure you're still supported and everything is still something you can progress with and that priorities haven't changed. And word of warning, it might take over your life. You've been warned, honestly. I thought it would take 4 to 6 weeks. You know, I thought that'd be all right. You know, we started early 2022, and as I say, no scaffolding yet, but we're almost there. We're getting there. I have faith. What you also have to try and remember is that people really, and it's been repeated throughout the day, people want to help and are really, really supportive. If you ask for help and advice, you'll be pleasantly surprised with how much support you can get from everyone. I've been bowled over the amount of help we've had. I tend to feel we've been very lucky, but actually I just think that people are really happy to help and really want to do it. So if you're thinking about doing something like this, I really do think you should grab the bull by the horns and get on with it, really. If your building needs some help and you're passionate about it, is the thing to do. So my thank yous today are to my fellow members of Session for the support I get from them, to the Clyde Presbytery, our existing PBO, but in particular to Jamie, who's now moved on to Perth, to our support we're getting from 121 George Street, and particularly, as I say, Jamie, Rebecca, Karen, and NCT in general. Thank you all very much.